Hey everybody, how you doing? Kicking off to a little live stream, and I hope you're having a amazing week. I've been experimenting. Let's see if I remember this. Oh, I think it works. Oh, hang on. I love it when you call me senorita. I wish I could pretend I didn't need you, but every touch is ooh la la la. It's true la la la. Oh, I should be running. You keep me coming for you. Land in Miami. The air was hot like summer rain, sweat dripping off me before I even knew her name. La la la. It felt like ooh la la la. Well, sapphire moonlight, we danced for hours in the sand to give it sunrise. Her body fit right in my hand. La la la. It felt like ooh la la la. I love it when you call me senorita. I wish I could pretend I didn't need you, but every touch is ooh la la la. It's true la la la. Oh, you should be running. You keep me coming when you call me senorita. I wish you could pretend I didn't need you, but every touch is ooh la la la. It's true la la la. Oh, I should be running. You know I'm coming for you. Locked in the hotel. There's just some things that never change. They say we're just friends, everybody, but friends don't know the way you taste. La la la. Cause you know it's been a long time coming. Don't you let me fall. Hooked on your lips, undress me. Hooked on your tongue. Oh, love, your kiss is deadly. Don't stop. I love it when you call me senorita. Hey everybody, I'm just kind of playing around. I've been fiddling with this song, and so it's in my head, and I'm experimenting, and I thought it would be fun to start off with my experimental version of Senorita. Probably in the wrong key for me, to be honest. What have you been working on? What's everyone been doing? I love it when you call me senorita. I wish I could pretend I didn't need you, but every touch is ooh la la la. It's true la la la. Oh, you keep me coming. You know I love it when you call me senorita. I wish it wasn't so damn hard to leave you, but every touch is ooh la la la. It's true la la la. Oh, you keep me coming. Oh, you know I love it when you... Something like that. Hey everybody, it's nice to be back. I genuinely just been playing around with that tune today. And so it's been stuck in my head, so I thought I'd fiddle around with an experimental version. That's, I think we might change the key. Hi, Charlotte from Paris. How's it going? Tony, good morning. Listening to you in my car. Nice. Time to. Well, I hope you have a great work day. And thanks for tuning in. Hey, Matt. David, just Tuesday. Nice. Welcome to Tuesday. It's been a great day. If you're not on Tuesday yet, you've got a good day to look forward to. You've just got an RC30 looper from a single. Oh, awesome. Cool. Yeah, fully opened up a couple of tracks and some effects on there as well. Whole lot of things to play around with. Plus, you'll have the option of vocal, guitar inputs, all sorts of things. Adding in auxiliary inputs and fun things. It's literally, like you said, a whole new world. Let's not start Disney tonight. Matt's battling with the horror of a chromatic harmonica. Yeah, I've seen some of your Instagram posts actually. That looks fiendishly brain puzzling. I wish you all the best with that. An oil can guitar. All right, open tunings. Nice. Tony, I like it. John Paul, I'm working on a video for my top 10 presets for the Voice Live Play acoustic. Cool. Nerdy video diving into the settings, but keep getting requests. Awesome. I like it. Hey, Rhett. Nice to have you here. Appreciate you all jumping on. And yeah, it's kind of like John Paul. I really like actually making videos when you guys and girls suggest things. If there's something that's on your brain, fire it in the comments and it'll just maybe start ticking over for me in terms of an idea that might be something that I can do as a video or talk about. The next little reaction video is actually a Patreon request for Marcus, so that'll be up on the channel shortly. And as I'm playing around with some redoing some different loops and ideas, then there'll be a bunch of me actually doing some loop performances, which surprisingly there is actually very little of on the channel. So that's kind of what's some of what's coming up, but you'll see it as it appears. Of course, I wanted to kick tonight off talking a little bit about your vision of what you're up to. Cool, thanks, Rhett. Yeah, just in terms of where you're heading and what's happening in 2020, there's been lots of chats about, what we can do, what we can't do, things changing week to week. And I realized during the last week for me, and this is why I'm sharing it, but I realized the importance of having a clear vision of where you want to go. So the last time I think I had this kind of clarity was when I quit my job in 2010. And I wanted to be a full-time performer, and that was just what I decided I was doing. And literally, if you don't know my story around that, I didn't have spare cash in the bank. I quit my job, and the very next morning at 8 o'clock in the morning, I was set up busking outside a local Countdown. And that went very well. So the next day, 8 o'clock again, I was there, still slightly terrified, I'll be honest, but like, okay, I've got to make this work. I quit. I need to pay rent. So, hey, good morning, everybody, or good evening. If you happen to be on or around, welcome. If you've just joined, morning, afternoon, night, all that sort of stuff. Then yeah, and I just realized how powerful it is to have a clear vision of where you're going, because honestly, it's uncomfortable anytime you move, anytime you shift and move forward in a new direction. It's uncomfortable. Things are awkward. Like I guess an example for me this last week was we started doing some live streaming on the Facebook page, and it honestly went terribly. It went very terribly. for all our best efforts is 10 minutes of just noise and disaster. But I think that's sometimes the process, that those videos over time just disappear. People don't watch them. They don't come up because they suck. To put it plainly. But I think there's a beautiful thing that when we step through it, or when you take the time to do the awkward stuff, maybe like Matt learning the chromatic harmonica, it does your brain in, and you just, but something kicks in and has you keep going back to it, right? Same with guitar. It's like something where you think, Dan, I really want to play this song. You have a kind of desire or vision to play it. And so the fact that your fingers are really sore and all that stuff kind of doesn't matter. Whereas the person next to you will be like, play for, I don't know, a tenth the time and be like, it's too painful, and I'm going to go and do something else. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to throw it out there. Obviously, it's part of my journey and where I'm at the moment. But the last week, it's been on my mind a lot, and I realized that it's a huge contributing factor to so many things that have happened for me at different phases. And some of you know as well, the number one on iTunes with my dad. I literally spent some time imagining what it would be like to have a number one, be number one on the charts. So there's a precursor to that it's funny how the way things turn out, but it's I guess from tonight's live stream, if I can, obviously I'm going to answer questions and all that sort of stuff. So feel free to put things in and I'll catch up on the chat there for a moment. But it's like, if you just entertain some thoughts beyond whatever you're doing at the moment, then there's this weird thing that sometimes, somehow they seem to show up, or you inadvertently work on something that captures some attention somewhere. So yeah, and I don't know for you guys, if it's with recording, if it's with certain guitar or vocal skills that you want, if it's with, maybe you're doing YouTube videos as well. Looks like there's a few things in there, and that's awesome. But creating a bit of a vision and just entertaining, like, I wonder if I could do that. I wonder if that would be possible for me. I think is highly, highly valuable. It just plants a little seed that over time, if you think about it, and I highly recommend writing it down, then you can maybe just grow that seed, and who knows where or what might show up in a while. So it's kind of what I wanted to share and just pass on. I hope that's useful to all of you. Just food for thought, really, to start off this live session. But let me dive into some of these chats. Cool. Yeah, David, thanks, man. That is on my radar. Looping percussion techniques for acoustic and electric guitar. I think that's great. It's a question I get asked a lot, and genuinely, a lot of what will be in that video will be me repeating that all of our guitars are different. So if you try and copy something and it doesn't work, that's absolutely okay. The next thing might work better for your guitar and your setup. But there's a lot of ideas in terms of desk and setup that we can get into as well. So nice. John Paul, do you feel that making cover videos is getting harder due to limitations? Personally, no. Some stuff gets blocked. It's just part of the process, and it's part of the control of different labels. Fun fact for you this week: I turned down meeting with a record label. That was fun. Yeah, interesting. Again, and that's just different perspectives on what's happening. Different goals of control and not. So I really enjoy being able to do my own thing and release music. And yeah, if something was a really good match with a record label, absolutely. But when it's not, it's no thanks. So yeah, it was a fun side note. Grimsh, good morning, good day. Josh, hey, how's it going? To anyone that's just joined, welcome. Florian, let me just catch up on these. Josh, you're trying to send a link. Wouldn't let you send. That's right. Yeah, maybe connect with me on Instagram or something, Josh, and we should be able to assess it there. Hang on, I think we are connected on Instagram. I get lost and confused on 1,001 different social media things. I went out of sync. Am I back in time? Give me a thumbs up if this actually looks and sounds normal. I presume it is, because otherwise you normally would there'd be messages in there. But Rhett, how do I keep myself from or get over comparing myself to others? Yeah, hey man. Awesome. Thanks for bringing it up. After looking at others on videos, YouTube can have a negative effect. Yeah, cool. It's the internal work. You will have something going on for you, and this is true for all musicians, that the next musician doesn't. And it doesn't. I think too often we compare just skills. Like I started playing around with Rodrigo and Gabriella's Tamakun, which I learned a long time ago, but there's certain skills that I just honestly don't think I'm going to put the time in to learn and go down the path of either of their two skill sets. I'm not going to be them, and I'm okay with that. So I think for me, Rhett, just going into that side of stuff, it's like, if you can come back to something that you really enjoy, and it just like, I really want to learn that tune or in that style and that sort of thing, then go for it. And that helps keep your focus back on a narrow thing. It's just legit like, I wonder if I could learn how to do it, kind of like a curiosity. And if you're just watching genuinely like 200 YouTube videos, then I think that's a struggle anyway. But if you watch a few and you see something that you like and you think, I'm going to get my guitar and see, I wonder if I could do that, and come back to that same video, because for me, learning stuff, I'll be two things. Sometimes I pick things up really easily, right? And you think, great, that was cool, that was nice, I enjoyed that, was fun, it was simple. Other times I have repeated things over and over and over, thought I know what's going on, and then it might be like the 50th time listening and practice something, I've been like, oh my gosh, they're not playing that at all. I've substituted another chord or something different. So you have to have a bit of a laugh with it, and we're all on our own journey. Like that's really where I come back to, man. Like I am not, if there's a gig where people are like, I want a bunch of heavy rock stuff, I'm like, it's not me. Like, does it mean I'm not a good guitarist? No. Does it mean I'm not a good singer? No. Just I don't do a lot of heavy rock music, so I'm not going to be a good fit for that. And it's just, I guess, starting to dig in and be like, sweet, what music do you enjoy? What skills do you want to be able to have on the guitar? And come back to what's important for you, man. Yeah, it's kind of my thoughts on that. And I think it's easier. It's easy to chat about it now, right? And then in a week, you're like, so just notice those thoughts when they come up, man. And yeah, stuff the guitar. Show us that new black box with the flashing lights. This little guy is the ATEM Mini. It's the video switcher I bought. A bunch of you know that's what I'm running. I think I posted a link to it a while back. So I'm not doing anything fancy with it tonight, other than getting my camera rather than my laptop, streaming this so that it looks a little bit nicer for you all. But if I, disappear, I can disappear and come back. But yeah, it really was just something that facilitated getting this up and running and keeping the quality high. So from time to time, then we'll probably play with it. Florian, hey, how's it going? Nice. John Paul, thought for a second you had your guitar grabbing logo as a sticker on your Mac. Looks cool. Oh yeah, thanks. That would be great. I should get them done as little stickers again. Thanks, man. David, you're welcome, man. I hope you're spending some time learning and everyone's doing that. NZ labels, yeah. A little international label, but yeah, not a match. Cheers, Josh. Cheers, Rhett. Glenn, thanks. Nice. Appreciate you all being on. And yeah, if there's anything in there, feel free to fire into the chat. Questions and bits and pieces. Otherwise, I will rant and ramble about all things philosophical and guitar-wise and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, just while you're thinking of anything that comes up, then just on that, kind of carrying on from what we're talking about, Rhett, the thing I think is really useful to remember as well is, in general, you're going to see the best parts of what I'm doing. You're not going to see the practice sessions. You're not going to see the days, hugely anyway, that my voice just really sucks and I'm struggling with it. Because if I'm really struggling with my vocal, I don't tend to be like, I know I should make a video for YouTube. There's definitely days that I'm committed to making a video and it's like, it didn't turn out how I thought. My voice is not at its best, but if I really wasn't having a reasonable day, I honestly wouldn't upload it. So just kind of like, I think it's worth keeping in mind what you see on social media. And there are days that I do the same story with shows. Sometimes it's not my best effort. And that's just the nature of being a live musician and being a human. You have amazing days where everything just lines up. And I think practice brings you up and skill development. So learning specific skill development and muscle isolation in terms of your vocal, like how much is your tongue involved? How much is it not? Can you do things to have your voice stay at a standard here? Or do you have things you can do when you're having a bad day that will help at least make it easier and be able to carry on? So yeah. Play something we all know. Love it. Oh, Josh, your custom looper. I'm really curious, man. I'm looking forward to this. And sussing out Mobius with it. Nice. Aura, welcome to the live stream. The time is probably 7:30, 20 past 7. Live streams on a Tuesday. Kickoff at 7 o'clock New Zealand time. Where in the world are you? Paul, I've seen you drink green bottles of crap, then keep playing, then record the next day. Yes. Yes, you have. Yeah, Josh, I'd love to see it. Same as John Paul's comment. If you do make any videos about the process or that sort of thing, it'd be super cool. David Ramirez, can you demo the process of how you find the right key for your vocals? Absolutely. I basically just experiment. So the let's just use the original. I'm tuned to E flat. So the original is what I start with, and I play along. And I just sing, and I see how it feels. Where are we? I love it when you call me señorita. I wish I could pretend I didn't need you, but every touch is oh la la la. It's true la la la. Oh, you should be running. You keep me coming for you. And then obviously there's different parts in the song. So here we've got Land in Miami, which is kind of like on a good day for me. Comfortable, I can sing that. Land in Miami. The air was hot like summer rain, sweat drifting off me before I even knew her name. La, la, la. So you can hear I'm switching between full voice and like my head voice. It felt like oh la la la. So it's possible for me to sing there, and then I guess I look at the other sections and I think we've got that hooked on you, hooked on your tongue, ooh, love you. So I've either got the option there to stay up there and knowing that on a good day I'll be happy, on a mediocre day it's going to really push me. So I've got the option there to drop it down an octave. Oh, love your lips undress me, hooked on your tongue. So that's another option to just get through it. Your lips undress me, hooked on your tongue. Oh, love your kisses deadly, don't stop. I love it when you call me senorita. I wish I could pretend I didn't need you. So then what I'd do is I'd think, okay, where, if that's a hook, ooh, love your lips undress me, hooked on your tongue, where is that going to feel reasonably comfortable? I think maybe I do that as a potential falsetto note. So I've got hooked on your lips undress me, hooked on your tongue, which is going to be more comfortable. And I work out if I've pushed it too low, because that's the other side of things for me. There's a really nice sweet spot, I think, with my vocal where it is up in the range, and I sing quite strongly, and so then I would genuinely just figure out the chords down in another key. I love it when you call me senorita. I wish I could pretend I didn't need you, but every touch is oh la la la. It's true la la la. Oh, I should be running. You keep me coming for you, locked in the hotel. There's just some things that never change. You say we're just friends, but friends don't know the way you taste. La la la. It felt like ooh la la la. So that's feeling more like it might be a good fit. There are a few things in this song where they both sing nicely between their chest voice, if you like, their main vocal range, and then they flick, or Sean does anyway, flick into falsetto. Not that he needs to, but it is a nice touch. So it's very much an experimental process, and I'll often use, if I've learnt something in open chords, I will genuinely just use a capo to start with, sometimes to figure out the key and be like, so this is the original, and I move, who knows, let's play it up here and sing it down. I love it. Where are we? I love it when you call me senorita. So that's either going to be super high, or I love it when you call me senorita. I wish I could pretend I didn't need you, but every touch is ooh la la la. It's true la la la. Oh, I should be running. You keep me coming for you. And I'll go back to that. Hooked on you. Oh, when your lips undress me, hooked on your tongue. Oh, love, your kisses deadly, don't stop. So that's now comfortably in my range, but it probably pushes things a little too low. It'd be a nice like Sunday afternoon version, you know. I feel like I should do it as a Frank Sinatra style tune. Yeah, I guess that's a little bit of the process. The last step for me in terms of figuring out the key, and once I've got roughly where it sits vocally, is I'll look at my options guitar chords wise. So, for example, if I end up with a note that is, let's say, an E flat, and I think, oh, I really want the bass to still be there rather than having this E flat. I want the octave down. Then, okay, and sorry, I'm tuned to E flat if this is slightly confusing, but let's say I wanted a note, either E flat, I'm pretending I'm in standard tuning for this, or D, then I might move it up a semitone just so that I can get back to this is not a great example of that, but if we go back to the original key, then this next note is my lowest. So I will kind of figure out then how the guitar is going to work and maybe change the key based on chord shapes that I want and notes. So yeah, I hope that helps. That's kind of my process. It's not a specific thing, but I also gig test stuff. So I'll pick a key that's going to work and think, cool, let's roll with that. But sometimes after doing a few shows, I think I might shift it just slightly, either which way. So that's kind of the process for me. All right, getting back to some questions. Yeah, cool. Thanks, Josh. That's awesome. Yeah, I did get this set up for E flat and tuning to E flat. Originally, I did it for my vocals, but I actually found that, and I'm really a little bit torn at the moment because I have a couple of tunes that I've written in E flat, genuinely, and there's just something about it that I like, as opposed to playing it in standard tuning. So that's kind of what I was talking about with the last thing. It's a combination of the key as well as the guitar chords. So if I'm in standard tuning to play an E flat minor, my options become kind of limited. Is I either go to this, but I lose the bass note, or I have to come up to I'm confusing myself with which key I'm playing in now. Talking about E flat when I'm in E flat, and pretending I'm standard tuning. So, but that's kind of the reason is I can shift things up more easily. But there's a couple of things I like playing in E flat, and I like having that bottom bass. So yeah. Tony, are you talking about the E flat thing, like tuning to E flat? That's hopefully I answered that. That's why. Florian, do you have any tips for developing voice, nailing the pitch, stable voice, finding the sweet spot, a YouTube tutorial or something to train? I've talked about voice a little bit, and I keep going back to the Singing Zone program with Per Bristow because that helped me the most. And I posted actually on Instagram last night, going back to the very first video from him. It's a downloadable course, and I still find that by actually going through the video again, I get kind of new insights, new experience and feeling in my vocals. That has been the number one thing that has helped me vocally and just crazily shifted where my voice was at. None of you probably know, but I used to lose my voice after a 3-hour gig. And it would be a real battle to sing the next day. And during that 3-hour gig, my voice range would shrink and shrink and shrink and shrink and shrink till it was like I basically had to stop. I was like, thank you, good night. So there's some stuff that I do, and there are a couple of videos on my channel, but basically the things that I'm talking about, one of the videos on my channel is talking about getting your tongue out of the way. But basically what I'm talking about is I'm sharing little snippets of essentially Per Bristow's actual program where he has the insights and walks you through a process rather than me sharing little bits and pieces. So if you really want to dig into it, I highly recommend getting that. It's what I use and has helped me the most. But there are some things that you can do, and we've done it, I think, on one of these lives. I think one of the first ones was a yoga pose that is specifically for vocals. I'm pretty sure if you look back through these live sessions and search AMA David Shannon yoga, it will come up. But the other one that I find really, really good is actually sticking your tongue out, biting your teeth on it, and just as a starting point, move your head through a full range of motion carefully. Be aware that if you haven't done this before, for a lot of people, it will stretch your tongue. It's basically like doing a stretch for fitness in a sports team or that sort of thing. But it's basically poking your tongue out, biting your teeth to hold it there. And then really just moving your head and neck through a range of motion. And you'll start to gain an awareness of like, oh, is that tough? Does it pull on one side or another? And then if you include vocals with that, you'll start to see if your head and neck starts fighting. Like if when you go, can you still sing through that? Or does it go, and you kind of get choked up? So there's a bunch of things that are really useful, but one of the reasons I haven't done a whole lot on that is I literally, most of what I would share is directly from that program, and I feel I do you guys a disservice to try and do little chunks and things of it. I may do a video like the main 3 things that have helped me, but again, I probably will, if anyone wants to look further, that would be where I would point people. So so I hope that's useful, Florian. There are a couple of things on this channel, and as I say, I might find something that I feel is authentically me to share around vocals and that sort of thing. I love it. Yeah. Yeah, I got a lot of stick from friends, bandmates, and all sorts from doing the yoga thing, but it really, really helped me. Again, it's something that essentially focuses on having your tongue not be particularly involved and stretch and relax and loosen out. So, all right, some questions. Oh, another E flat. Okay, cool. String wise, I use Alexa's 12 gauge strings, 12 to 53, I believe they are. Mostly because I like the feel. It's a terrible thing to say, but I hate getting really stuck on strings, and I, when I'm playing a lot, I change them a lot more. But I like not having to change them, because you pick up the guitar and you go to do a slide and your fingers, because the string is rusted and crusty, and you're like, argh. So and look, I'm superbly happy with tone and all those sorts of things, and I do find it funny every now and then. I'll go in and the music shop doesn't have them or that sort of thing, and someone will be like, "Oh, you want these? They're way better." I'm like, thanks. In most cases, I've tried them. I like what I like, and that's what I use. So I don't know. I think experiment, but in terms of the strings thing, I'm like, if you get a tone and sound that you're happy with, just roll with it. And again, kind of like we talked about, it doesn't matter what other people think. Like, someone else can say blah blah blah, Elixir strings are terrible and you should never use them, and the coding means they don't have tone, and I'm still going to tell you that I really love them and they work for me. So it's that's what I use. Yeah, cool, David. I'm glad that was helpful, man. To anyone that's just jumped on, hi and welcome to Tuesday night. Do I have any some Pink Floyd? Love it. Nope, but enjoy. Any cool jazz tunes that are good for looping? The only thing that I played around with really looping things was Fly Me to the Moon, and again, there's 2 sections, so it makes things a little bit more interesting, but just nice to do that. And just on the Elixir comment, it's a timing thing as well, of how often you change strings and how long they last in terms of the cost thing. But man, if you found something that you like and enjoy, then awesome. It's really all that counts, I think, at the end of the day. So look, if anyone's got any other mysterious questions, let me know and we'll dive into it. In the meantime, I brought snacks. It's been a long time since we've had snacks, but and Matt, if you're on, it's licorice. Sorry. But yeah, if anyone's got any amazing questions, let's go. We'll get into it. Otherwise, see, if you were there, I knew there had to be some response. But if anyone has any random questions, whether it's about music or whatever, fire it in. Otherwise, and I will answer them live while I eat this. Otherwise, we will say ciao. I should be, yeah. And what's my next piece of gear? That's a good question. I'm not going to say. I'm not going to say too much, but there's going to be. I don't want to say. Not telling. That's my next piece of gear. You'll see it on the channel when it comes. My favorite happy feel chord progression. Let's go back to and yes, it's red licorice with chocolate in it. Let's see if I remember this. This is a little jam. It's years since I played this. I used to do it as a little warm up with a buddy of mine. So G major 7, which will sound like F sharp major 7. Cheers, David. Thanks for being on. It's a little B flat. Well, depends how you think of it, but essentially, we'll go with B flat. So, sorry, just distracted by your question, Josh. I won't be able to sing since you've just had a lolly. What does that have to do with singing? They're not related. I know there's a lot of talk about this, but they're really unrelated. It's yeah. It's yeah. Sorry, yeah. A B flat 9. Whatever we are. And then A minor 7, D7, or like altered chords if you want, a sharp 5. Maybe you're immune. Yeah, but sugar in your mouth has nothing to do with your vocal cords. Again, these mysterious myths. If it doesn't, if I find this stuff fascinating. Sorry, just last like random little rant before we go. But if there's a good weight to being like, okay, this affects this person, this affects that person, doesn't affect this person. But if something doesn't affect someone, sometimes it's like, okay, maybe they have learned something around it. Maybe there's a technique or a skill rather than just a there's lots of myths around singing. Oh man, like you must have correct posture and breathe right and all these things. And it's like, as I've dug into more and more things, it's just like most of them are just someone's limitations. They don't have to be a factual limitation. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. There's the more I've learned, the more I'm like, oh man, I believed that for so long. And then someone was like, this is how your voice works. I went, oh, that's handy. So anyway, I am going to head off, team. Thank you very much for all the chat. And did we get through that chord progression? G major 7, B flat 9, A minor 7, and a D7 chord. I think we did. I think we managed it for some happy vibes. My favorite little happy vibe at the moment is the Rock With You. So many good little chord changes in that. So, cheers everyone. Thanks for hanging out. I am going to have some food and then do some video editing for the evening. So, appreciate you being on. I hope there's a bunch of stuff in there that maybe just ticks over on your brain. And if you were here from the start, then just want to say as well, like, have a think about what your version is, and just like a curiosity of, I wonder, what if I could sing directly after eating lollies? What if my vocal improved? What if I stopped judging myself when I watched other artists on YouTube and just focused on the next thing I was going to learn and improve? I really, really wish you all a superb week, and appreciate you being here. We will see you next week or sometime online, somewhere on social media or across the globe when we can travel again sometime. Cheers, everyone. Ciao.